Hi, my name is Stuart J. Whitmore. I'm an independent author, and this is my channel for talking about writing, books, publishing, book marketing, and related topics, obviously with a focus on my own books, but not exclusively about them. If I sound a little off in this video, it's because I have been dealing with COVID. I tested positive for the first time a couple weeks ago, and it has not let me go. So I may wander a bit mentally. I am pretty tired. That's the biggest impact, in addition to some sinus congestion. Definitely affecting my ability to think clearly and stay on topic. I kind of lose track of what I'm doing. And I think it's mostly just a fatigue issue. Anyway, I don't want to talk too much about that, but it is affecting things. And it's one of the reasons I have not posted content to this channel recently. Other reasons being mostly related to it, my day job. I originally wanted to post a video every week, but let's face it, I'm never going to become a YouTube star, so I'll probably never manage that level of production for this channel. Anyway, in this video, I want to talk about artificial intelligence. I think it's an important topic. It's certainly a big topic right now in the creative community, not just writers, but also photographers and cover designers and basically anybody who creates something that can now be created with artificial intelligence tools. I think that consumers are less concerned about artificial intelligence in terms of creative works. Feel free to leave a comment below if you disagree. But I think a reader, for example, is not necessarily concerned about where the story comes from as long as it's an entertaining story. Creators, of course, are looking at it in a different light, because if they're trying to make a living off of their creative work, then the artificial intelligence is potentially undermining their ability to do that, basically taking away their job. There's a lot that goes into resistance against artificial intelligence in the creative community. Another aspect is copyright concerns. A creator doesn't want their work to be used for free with no credit. And that can happen when their work is used to train an artificial intelligence model, and then that artificial intelligence tool generates new things using their input, but with no credit going back to where that came from. There are definitely good reasons for the creative community to be concerned about artificial intelligence tools. But there's also a lot of opportunities for creators to use artificial intelligence if they so choose. It can be used in a number of ways. It can be used to create text. So if you really wanted an artificial intelligence to tell your story, then you could do that. I don't see myself doing that except maybe as an experiment. If I were to ever publish the result, it would be marked clearly that it was written by an artificial intelligence. And my interest there is just kind of seeing it as treating myself as the creative director and having my writer write what I want the story to be, and then editing it and so forth. Kind of like ghostwriting, except using a machine instead of a person. And again, this would just be an experiment. It would be clearly labeled if it was ever published, and most likely I'll never get around to doing that. I'm curious about it, but I'm not really motivated to try it. Another way that artificial intelligence can be used is to edit existing text. So I can write out the original story and then have it rewrite it. Again, I don't see myself doing that. I'm less interested in that level of artificial intelligence input. Another way it can be used is to critique writings, and that I can see doing. I have not done that yet. I experimented a little bit with a book description. I don't think I actually used anything from the artificial intelligence, but just the marketing text for a book. I could see using an artificial intelligence to make it more marketable, basically. Not the content of the book, but the description of the book. And I could see using an artificial intelligence tool to critique the content of the book, but it's not going to be changing the text. I would take its input and go, okay, yeah, I can see how that scene's a little slow, or that character is a little flat. Maybe I can do some things, but I would still be the one making the changes myself. deciding on how to change the text. Another way that artificial intelligence can be used is cover design, whether that's creating images completely from scratch or taking an existing image and making changes to it to make it more eye-catching. I don't plan on doing that either. I've made some of my own covers in the past, so it's not like I would be taking money away from a cover designer if I used a different tool to create my own covers. But I would like to go toward paying a real person to create covers. Part of that is because I don't see myself as being able to play that creative director role for a book cover. So I'd rather basically hire someone who can perform that role. Now, if they used artificial intelligence in the production of their work, then that, A, I would want to know about it, but B, I also wouldn't really mind that as long as I'm paying someone to give me a cover that is market friendly. Then the tools they use to do that don't concern me as much. In general, I'm not opposed to technology, even though my early writings, I will show you my literal first novel. Let's see if I can get this in camera. Yeah, my brain's not working too great right now. Written in spiral notebooks with pens on paper. Believe it or not, I started with a red. You can do this. A red pen. Sitting in my dad's den at his desk. That was how I started my first novel. And I've written more novels in spiral notebooks with pens. But now, usually when I write, it is on a computer, where editing is a whole lot easier. It's no fun to take a handwritten text and hand rewrite it. I'd rather be much more productive than that. I'm not opposed to using tools. I'll use a spell checker. Oh, that's terrible. No. Spell checking and grammar checking. Although I will say that my grammar checking software that I paid for is not very good. It sometimes makes suggestions for bad grammar. I could do without that. Anyway, artificial intelligence to me is another tool, and I'm not going to avoid the use of that tool just because some people use it in ways that I disagree with. And there are definitely abuses of artificial intelligence that are happening now, and I can see getting a lot worse. I'm not going to go into detail on those, but it's not too hard to find examples of ways that artificial intelligence is being used in ways that are pretty unethical or flat out illegal. But just because some people are doing that with artificial intelligence is not going to stop me from using it in ways that I find appropriate. And that might be figuring out a marketing plan, for example. I think artificial intelligence can be used very productively in a business setting, and I do want to see my book publishing as a business. I see the writing of it as a creative venture, but then when I take that creative work to the public, that part is a business. And I can see using artificial intelligence to help guide my business decisions, basically. I think really the best way that I could use artificial intelligence, which I've not started doing, but what I would like to do, is to basically train an artificial intelligence on my own works. So feed it all of my books from a series, for example, and then be able to query the artificial intelligence about it. Because let's face it, I'm just a person, and my memory may not be all that great, and I might forget, what is the relationship between this character and that character. And if I can just ask the AI, hey, when did so-and-so get such and such item, or what's the relationship between these two people, and have it spit out the answer quickly for me, that makes me more productive. But it doesn't change what I'm creating. It's just an answer machine at that point. It's a way to generate answers about my own text. It's not going to generate new text. It's not going to take somebody else's work and generate text. It's just a tool for me to quickly get information about my own work. I think that'd be great. I don't know if I will ever get around to doing that either. Again, I'm curious about it, but not super motivated. Right now I use a wiki to track my information about stories and worlds and characters, and that's working well enough for now. And it's easy to do, easy to start, easy to maintain, so that may be all I ever do. But eventually I could see, if I have the time to figure it all out, I could see using artificial intelligence for that. So, just to be clear, if I ever publish a book that is written by an AI, it will be clearly marked. It will not have my name on it. I grew up reading the Hardy Boys books, and I didn't realize at that time that the author of those books was actually a team of writers. But I look at that example of having creative output that is put under a name, is under a label, it's under a brand. It's like me publishing under my Aidan Cabro pen name. It's a different brand. In that case, it's one person writing it, but I could have a different brand that is a team of writers or is an artificial intelligence writer. If I go down that route, or experiment with it, I can't see doing it very much, but if I do experiment with it, then it will be labeled, so anybody reading it, if they are opposed to reading artificial intelligence written works, then they can avoid it. I think it's important to disclose that. But in general, if it has my name on it, my real name, or if it has my Aidan Cabro pen name on it, then it was written by me. It was not written by an artificial intelligence. It was not edited by an artificial intelligence. It may have been critiqued by an artificial intelligence, but I was still the one making the final decision about what appears in the book. So that's my stance on artificial intelligence and how it relates to my work. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. If you have any comments, feel free to leave a comment. Also, if you like this video, if you like my channel, please click like and please subscribe. Maybe hit the bell icon if you really like it. Sure you will. Anyway, that is all for now. I'm going to let my COVID fatigued brain rest for a while and then edit this video and post it. So I hope to see you again soon.